Hey everyone, welcome. In this explainer, we're going to walk you through your AI fact check paper assignment. We'll break down exactly what you need to do, why it matters so much, and how to get started even if you've literally never used an AI tool before.
So let's kick things off with a really big question, one that's at the very heart of our digital world today. When you get a response from an AI, how do you actually know if you can trust it? This whole assignment is about learning how to answer that exact question for yourself.
Okay, this quote from philosopher Harry Frankfurt. I know it might sound a little harsh, but honestly, it hits the nail on the head when we're talking about working with generative AI. It's not that these tools are trying to lie to you. Nope, it's something way more interesting than that. A recent article in Scientific American put it perfectly. The best way to think about a tool like ChatGPT is as a bullshit machine. Now, what does that mean? Its main goal is just to create text that sounds convincing, that sounds human. Its programming is all about predicting the next most likely word in a sentence. Whether that sentence is actually true, well, that's just not part of its job description. It literally doesn't care. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about why this assignment matters. Then, we'll get into the real goal, which is building your AI literacy. After that, we'll walk through the assignment blueprint step by step, give you a quick start guide for beginners, and wrap up by talking about what it really means to become an AI collaborator.
Okay, let's dive right into part one and get to the why behind all this. Why are we asking you to spend your time fact-checking an AI?
This is probably the single most important thing to remember. AI can write with this incredible, almost unnerving confidence, but that confidence has zero connection to its accuracy. It can spit out incorrect facts, misleading statements, or even just make up sources completely out of thin air. So even if an AI gives you a nice list of citations, at the end of the day, you are the one responsible for the accuracy of your work. You know, there are a few key risks you've got to be aware of. First, hallucinations. That's the wild term for when an AI just invents stuff. Sources, people, events, you name it. Then there's algorithmic bias, which means the AI can echo all the biases from the internet data it was trained on. And finally, there's something called cognitive offloading. That's what happens when we rely on AI too much and stop doing the deep, critical thinking that's so essential for real learning. So what's the big picture here? This isn't just about finishing one paper for one class. It's about building a hugely important 21st century skill, something that's going to be valuable long after this course is over. We call this skill AI literacy, and it's so much more than just knowing how to type a question into a chatbot. It's about really understanding how this technology works, thinking critically about what it can and can't do, and using it responsibly to support your own thinking. Think of this assignment as your hands-on practice.
Think of it like this. AI literacy has two main parts. On the one hand, there's the knowledge piece, understanding what AI is, its risks like bias and hallucinations, and where its limits are. But on the other hand, there's the skills piece, and this is the really important part, actually practicing how to work with AI as a partner, not just passively depending on it for answers.
And I really want to be crystal clear on this point. We are not asking you to decide if AI is good or bad. That is not the point at all. The goal here is for you to practice a process, the process of evaluating claims, verifying information, and thinking about what you find. This is all about you building your skills. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. What do you actually have to do for this assignment? We've broken it down into a super clear and manageable process.
It's a really straightforward three-step process. Step 1, you'll prompt an AI. Step 2, you'll fact-check everything it gives you. And step 3, you'll write up your analysis and your reflections on the whole experience. Simple as that.
First up, the AI argument. This part's super easy. You're just going to include the argument the AI generated for you exactly as you got it, word for word. No editing, no summarizing. Just copy it, paste it, and put it under a clear header. All right, part 2, the fact check. Now this is where your brain power really comes into play. You're going to take that AI argument and analyze it piece by piece. You'll need to use credible, high-quality sources to figure out what was correct, what was a little bit misleading, and what was just plain wrong. And finally, the third section is all about your personal reflection. What was this whole experience like for you? Was anything surprising? Did this change how you think about AI as a tool for research? This is your space to really think critically about the process itself. Okay, now if you're sitting there thinking, I've never even used one of these tools before, please do not worry. This next part is a simple, beginner-friendly guide just for you. We want this to be accessible for everyone.
So, if you already have a favorite AI tool like ChatGPT, feel free to use it. But if this is all new to you, we recommend using Microsoft Copilot. The college gives you free access, and this whole assignment is really designed with beginners in mind.
Getting access couldn't be easier. Just go to copilot.microsoft.com, click Sign In, and then log in with your college Microsoft account. That's it, you're in. And this slide right here is a perfect example of the power of a good prompt. I mean, look at the difference. A simple prompt gives you a pretty generic answer. But an effective prompt, you give the AI a role, a specific task, and some rules to follow. This is called prompt engineering, and it's how you get way, way better results. So let's bring it all together. What's the main goal here? What do we really wanted you to take away from this whole experience?
The goal is to become a true human-AI collaborator. That means you're in the driver's seat. You guide the AI, you question its answers, you verify its claims, and you revise its work. Just taking what an AI gives you without checking it or really understanding it, that's not AI literacy. That's just dependency. The real learning happens when you are the final decision maker.
Please remember, this is a low-risk assignment. It's designed to help you build skills that are becoming absolutely essential out there in the world. We are not expecting you to be an expert. What we are expecting is curiosity, some critical thinking, and just a willingness to experiment. The real goal here is learning.
So, as you work on this assignment, and really as you use these tools in the future, I want you to keep this one question in mind. How will you use AI to support your thinking, not replace it? That question, it's at the very heart of this assignment. And honestly, it's a critical one for all of us to think about as we move forward in this new world.